Good night, fellow punters. The clock on the wall is 25 minutes away from midnight on Sunday night. Back with three for tomorrow. 2 win bets and an each way selection. I was away out of the traps early this morning. I think I was awake from before 5 o'clock. To like probably off for so long. It was in my head where I was going to go and what I was going to do. I've no idea. Couldn't sleep this morning. I wasn't tired either. I wasn't tired all day. Went to pick up the sprinter this morning. Couldn't find the keys in the key cabinet and made a couple of phone calls and they couldn't locate where the keys was, but they said they're there somewhere. So I searched the bus, normally where they would be left over the visor or in the cigarette ashtray. No keys, and I went back in and they said they're there somewhere. And then would I maybe went to Athlone and pick up a Viano, and I had said that I was on the way to the people already. Pandemonium and panic was setting in, and I was saying, damn this, I was going to go home. But got the keys anyway, but they were left in the section where the coaches are instead of where the sprinters are. And of course I looked and I trusted whoever had put them in and put them in the right spot. But every day is a school day. So we're on the road about 9:10 instead of 9 o'clock. And we headed for Ballyvaughan and we went down the on to Doolin. Man, there was 6 of them. Houston, Texas and Louisiana. And they're getting married in 2 of them in Kilronan Castle on Tuesday. No relations in Ireland. Why Kilronan Castle? Well, she wanted to get married in a castle, and Scotland was too far. Ireland was handier. She's on the way, coming across the Atlantic. So they picked that one. So I think there's 2 or 3 more in tonight and 2 tomorrow. They're not having a big event at all, it seems. He had a drone with him, so he had to set up a couple of times where it was interesting. He was showing me a bit, and actually his mother slipped off a rock and fell, and she hurt herself, and it delayed us for a while, but she wasn't too bad. She was apologising to everyone for falling, but it was a loose stone. She wasn't to know that when she put down her foot. So we went on to the Cliffs of Moher, and we got to McHugh's in Liscannor. Just at what time was that race today? At 3:55. When we got in, it was a quarter or 20 to 4 going in. We had to wait for a table. And the next thing I looked at was just 4 o'clock. And I said, damn, because normally if I miss a race, I'll wait and I'll watch it on the race and replays. But I just said I might get the tail end of it. And just as I flicked it on the phone, the result came up. So 11 to 4 favourite had won. So I'd seen it a while later then. As I was saying last night, it was either well handicapped or it wasn't. That it was either going to, if the handbrake was off, which it was, late money. And late money from that yard is always noticeable. Won't up that much either. Could win again. So keep an eye on that. 9 to 2 last night, and it was what do you call it? It was in or boosted as well today out to 5 to 1. A day in Devon. I didn't see it that clearly, but it didn't seem to break as usual. It beat the winner handily before in Bath, and Wallbank was a non-runner, and the horse in France finished 3rd. And I was getting excited. I thought it was all over a winner coming to the furlong pole. I don't know what happened, and I didn't even stay on for a second because it had ran it a mile and a half before, so I can't understand it fell at a hole like it did. But anyway, we were ahead of the game by a few pounds today, so if we're winning, we're not losing. 3 for tomorrow, as I said. 2 win bets, but we'll start with the each way selection. There is a dodgy affair for amateur jockeys, 1.5 miles and 13 yards. What's the fav in this? there's a few jockeys in here now. They might have to be strapped in maybe for them to fall off. She's a novelty. The selection in the race is Haliphon for Ned Sangster and Ian Williams. It is now rated 70. But this won for us a couple of years ago. Long time bus passengers will remember it. I think it's the 2-point win in York. I think I checked there earlier to 7-2 into 2-1. And then it came out and it bet in Chester, Alfred Boucher. And we got Alfred Boucher then a few days after at 6-1. But he was rated 85 that time. Likes good ground. As you can see when he ran on soft here, he was nowhere. Good ground again. Then he was an attempt or two over hurdles. But 2 runs back at Epsom, rated 70. And he's, what did I say he's now? 70. Good ground. Done all right. Went off second favourite the last time, but it was good to soft in Chester. Doesn't like it wet at all. He's like me. I like it dry. But it's a sort of a horse that an amateur jockey might just get enough out of him tomorrow to get at least into a place at 12-1. That's him there with the white hat. He doesn't respond an awful lot to pressure, but he with a bit urgent,
Haliphon,
he runs
and after
on.
Haliphon is Ectocross, and Holly Doyle still having to nurse him along. Back marker is Warran, who is now some 6 to 7 lengths off the leading pair. That leading pair head to Tattenham Corner, and the pair remain Gozo and Incremental. They're followed into the straight by Atlantic Convoy in third, Crescent Lakes fourth, Haliphon and Alpen Power close up, followed by Ectocross, and Warran sticking to the inside, trying to make ground now. They move on with 2 furlongs left to go. Gozo in the lead, but under pressure. Incremental still right there. Atlantic Convoy's not picked up, but one who is picking up is Haliphon between runners. Coming home pretty strongly, Haliphon now, as Incremental leads. Gozo drops away. Incremental from Haliphon. They're clear of Crescent Lake back in third. Then moderate late progress from Warran. It's Incremental seeing off the challenge of Haliphon. Incremental goes on to score. From Haliphon in second, tight for third, Crescent Lake, and a never nearer Warran, who's...
Warran came out and won the next time. Remember that we backed him and he went out into the next field. An each way play on that. He's 7-year-old, and sometimes when they're rated like that, sort of in the 90s, it takes them a couple of years to, as they always say, water finds its own level. So 4 places, a lot of them are paying there. Win bet, the 4.15 at Catterick. Sprint, 5 furlongs. For the same trainer, Macando. He's joint favourite with the top one. The 7-pound claimer, he has rode a winner for Ian Williams already, Ryan Kavanagh. So hopefully, and he rode this one to second. But if you look at this horse, is better at 5 furlongs. 5 furlongs good to firm there, which is rated 67. But if you look back, when it left Ollie Murphy's yard, it was rated 76. So it has slipped down. And it won over 5 furlongs in Chelmsford, to suggest that good to firm is fine. It went off like a scalded cat and it done all right, but it died late on in Yarmouth over 6. And again the last day, he ran well, I thought, against the 2-1 favourite. He's a willing sort. He just needs. He's not that overly raced this year.
Macanudo in the vanguard
That's
throughout.
him here.
Raffles Angel, though, has ranged up alongside.
John Wayne in the
Macanudo,
saddle.
Raffles Angel, then trying to stay on in third is Prince of Bel-Air. Down towards the final half furlong they come. Macanudo, Raffles Angel the far side. Macanudo the near, up towards the line, going to be very tight. Raffles Angel for a terrific night for Callum Shepherd. In second position we had Macanudo.
Raffles Angel. Decent sort. Better at 6, but I think we're better at 5. So that's... I nearly said that would be the nap tomorrow. If you look at it, he's a 3-year-old. So he's rated 69, should be getting £2. And he's getting 4 plus the 7. So that would be £11. So, Ryan Kavanagh, if you're watching, just get him out fast and keep him straight. I'll see you in the winner's enclosure. The other one then is in Yarmouth. Mile 2. This is her stepping back in trip. Miss Monte Carlo. Lightly raced for Ed Walker. Ed is doing all right. What's that? Nearly 18% in the last 2 weeks. But good firm ground is fine with this too, because it was running in Kempton 2 seconds, fourth, then and Southall. First time on the turf at 12 furlongs, 1.5 miles, and showed a lot of inexperience. I got into Bodge. Well, we'll see. I'll get it back a bit here now. Bear with me. That's back a bit even further. That's it behind there with the white hat. And
Time he's trying to get through. Miss Monte Carlo has got 3 or 4 lengths to find. Quite a few chances here. Inside the 2, Maritime Lady. She's tough in front. Still has the lead. Chicago Galdo has travelled into it quite powerfully. On the right is Typical Woman. Miss Monte Carlo is still desperate for a bit of racing room. Maritime Lady, she's finding more. Maritime Lady kicked again. Went clear by 2 over Chicago Gal. Then Miss Monte Carlo and Dance Time. What a likeable display. She's off the mark. Maritime Lady wins it. Miss Monte Carlo just up for second in advance of...
When she switched her leads there, I love to see that. She just tipped along it nicely. So back in trip and keep her up with the pace. Ross Coakley. Might get the job done for us. I think there's only 2 3-year-olds in it, isn't there? Yeah, 2 3-year-olds, Sugarloaf Penny. But we're lightly raced, carrying 9 stone 4. Coakley. So that's all she wrote. So bash the bookies over and out.